ESL One, New York.
Mousesports is a team we kind of like to face. We don't really have any issues playing against a team that plays that play style. So yeah, I think it's gonna be a brawl.
It's gonna be hard for sure, but we will do our best to win the match.
I feel good. I've been playing against them a long time and like many matches, so I have a good feeling going in.
Yeah, it's hard to predict Fnatic right now because well, they're playing with a standing, they're playing with Scream. I think Flusha was a really important part for Fnatic in the sense that he used his utility really well. He just plays really smart, he's really clutch. So it's going to be really different how their team plays with Scream, so it's going to be a surprise.
Yes, we are in New York, and yes, Snacks is hungry for the Big Apple, but not nearly as hungry as Scream. My name is Trey Saranthus. We're over here on the analyst desk. We're going to try to make some sense of the Inferno matchup that we did just see here between Mousesports and Fnatic. Now, I say Scream, and I'm not kidding, because this guy coming out, making big numbers here in his debut as a stand-in with Fnatic. And Chad and Duncan, what are we kind of making of this one so far?
Well, there's lots of shops here in New York, so I guess Scream's just putting himself in a front window somewhere, because the fact of the matter is to look at this game and go, oh yeah, it was tactically brilliant. Well, he's got to be doing something. He's got to be selling himself,
true,
right? So
true.
he wants to get picked up again. He hasn't played in a Tier 1 team in some time. The fact of the matter is he's come in here, and when you look at Mousesports, what do we say they have a lot of? Individual brilliance.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, Scream's just gone toe-to-toe with these guys and battered them, and that's what he's replaced. Flusha had dipped off with his form a huge amount since IEM Katowice, where he actually had those massive clutches. Since then, he hasn't been offering anything. Scream's come in here and put up numbers. Normally, it's Crims at the top of the scoreboard. Crims was #2 for Fnatic, and Scream was #1. So he's added a lot of individual firepower here. But it makes no sense for me to Mousesports to still look so sloppy on a T side, or even a CT side being so close. They should have had huge amount of dominance, especially when they got that double AWP going so early.
Yeah, the problem is, though, this Mousesports team has not found success on this map. It's been one that's actually been unbelievably poor for them when you consider the old Mousesports with Stickle. They were fantastic on Inferno. It's one of the reasons they became a top team. So I think some of this comes down, yes, obviously Scream performing so well unexpectedly for Fnatic, that's great, but Mousesports certainly played their part in losing this game.
You know, the unfortunate truth to this as well is we saw a really, really slow start from Rops. This wasn't something where we know him to be this young fragger that could come in and really set a tone early on. I mean, he did not end well here on Inferno.
I don't understand in the sense of, especially starting on the CT side, it's not like you're being dictated to a huge amount. Fnatic like to take banana control, they like to take mid control, and at that point, that's normally where the stars are able just to clean up for a team like Mousesports. But it didn't happen at all here. They won the second pistol, right? At that point, you're like, okay, turn it around now. They can just settle into it. On the T side, they should be able to take advantage of, you know, lack of rotations from this Fnatic roster. But there was nothing. They got 4-spot. That was it. That was basically the game at that point.
That's one of the things that's kind of underwhelming about the Mousesports team, though, is they have all this talent, but they actually have less coordination now. Like, you don't see a lot of players where people play off each other on the CT side. They don't have, like, sites that are locked down sites, you know. Individually, people shoot people coming across there. They can win a game that way, but they don't really have that quality that you expect from one of the top teams.
And interestingly enough, I mean, leadership is something that we kind of talk about a lot, and perhaps just how hard it is to predict in this tournament going into it, given those parameters.
Well, this is the thing. I made a tweet coming into this tournament saying that this is a chance for the big dogs, the Liquids, the Navis, the phases of the world to have a bit of a redemption story because, you know, the fact of the matter is everybody else was falling apart. But I think, you know, the flux here is going to be affecting every team.
We could talk about fluctuation. We could talk about guys that are consistent, perhaps persistent. We do have James Banks catching up with Scream in a post-match interview.
Guys, I'm joined by Scream. Now, first game, you had a very impressive performance. How does it feel playing with the Fnatic guys?
It feels really good. I mean, they're really good players, and it's very different from what I know. It's a good experience for me, and yeah, it's been a great first map. I'm happy we played like that, so we're gonna keep it up, you know, trains next, so it's gonna be a tough game.
Now, you only had a few days of practice, right? How much did you manage to get done there, and are you kind of playing with a bit of a looser style now?
Yeah, we play completely loose, I guess, because we don't have anything. We played all the maps, you know, just to have a little feeling on them. But yeah, as you said, we play loose, and I think it feels good sometimes, you know, it's a good thing.
Now coming into train, obviously mousesports pick, does this kind of give you the confidence now to believe you can take this 2-0 because of you guys did have a very predominating performance in the end?
I think we have won a little bit of confidence, I guess, with this map. So anything can happen, man. We can definitely get it 2-0.
Well, good luck, man. Thank you very much for that. Stunner and the guys on the desk, let me know what you thought about that.
I mean, he definitely says it that they can probably 2-0 it right now. And I feel
possible.
like that's a safe thing to say in the cylinders that Scream is firing on.
Well, the thing is, at this level of Counter-Strike, everybody should be able to play defaults on a map. Everyone should understand the functionality, the rotations, on the CT side, the protocols for holding parts of the map. That shouldn't be the problem. The thing that mousesports should have over a team like Fnatic is after they get the opening kill, Fnatic don't have the depth and practice when they have a stand-in of how to react, right? That's just individuals needing to make plays. This is where mousesports should be able to capitalize and play as a unit and have that experience as a team. But I guess if you look at this, Snax has come in, how long are we looking at now? Like 3 months almost?
I think they've played about, this might be like the 5th tournament with this guy.
Yeah, so you'd be expecting them, once they get the opening kill, to be able to close rounds down and just be able to beat them in that regard. But when Scream is dropping bombs, when Crims is doing what he was doing, it's very difficult. Like, I don't know. The mousesports thing is such a quandary to me.
Is it as simple as a leadership issue? I mean, we saw surgences of this mousesports perhaps with a stand-in down in Belo Horizonte, where they had a Jordan there, and it seemed like a totally fresh face, like a new look for this mousesports. What do you think is keeping them from perhaps propelling forward?
Well, the problem with that is everyone was giving props to Chris J with the old lineup for how well they were doing and what a great job he'd done as in-game leader, and then by proxy, LMBT, the coach, formerly of Hellraisers, so they already got their props for that. So if anything, they're the guys who should be solving this new scenario with Snax. And as we've mentioned, it's not just Snax. You've seen this kind of decline of ROPS ever since they arrived in the team. That's another knock-on effect.
I think something which can attest to how all over the place this tournament is going to be is the opening match on the B stream. Na'Vi taking on Gamba, a match that you would think, with Hobbit now being on the bench and Na'Vi being in the grand final of the major, Na'Vi would just have their way with this team and smash them out the server. 16-4 on the first map.
Yep, and currently sitting at 7-3 in way of Gambit over on Inferno. So that's your B-Stream update. It's a little bit rough around the edges over there. Not exactly what we would have predicted. Perhaps a weird time for this Na'Vi team. But let's focus back on Fnatic and mousesports as we do go into train. Guys, do we see any win conditions here that perhaps mousesports can bring it back together full circle?
Just the AWPs, that's what I have to look at to be firing. Chris J didn't have a fantastic performance on the first map. Might need to turn it on and get a few more kills in the second. But they should have the advantage as a team. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, this is the map where I think it's way less likely you're going to see Scream go off and have a fantastic game. It's going to be a lot harder to get into the game. It's not particularly a good map to kind of pog on, so unless they've put real practice time in, I think mousesports levels it up here.
Well, the levels are set, the stage is set, and the map will be trained. We're going to be going into the second map of this opening BO3 against here with Fnatic and mousesports. Chris J locked in and loaded, and perhaps he can lead this team to a third map. However, to deliver this map will be none other than Machine and Pansy, and boy, I can't wait to hear what they've got to say.
Well, I think you guys on the desk summed it up perfectly. This should be a game for mousesports. All things point towards them feeling good about this. It should fit a team that has all those protocols in place, that has all that structure, but we've already seen the Fnatic dismantle that on one map. But can they do it 2 times?
It's a great point as well that this is not a map that attributes to Scream's skill set as much, especially given the fact that he is, a stand-in for this team.
Damage,
and
Alex.
We're going in. Sunny's already drawn first blood. Draken down. Crims with the CZ on the pistol. He's going to try and get 2. He does. Fresh magazine's going to cost him his life, though, and now 3 versus 2. Chris J is low, but he's still breathing and can still find those headshots. Nothing more than just Scream exist, and they do have a kit, so it's not impossible. Numbers favoring mousesports, as is the numbers on that clock, ticking away now. Exist looking for that first blood on the retake, and Chris J's timing is perfect. He doesn't have to show. He doesn't. But Exist, smart, checks the back and makes it a 2v2. Closing in now, it's Oscar who saves the day. A quick frag onto Exist, leaving them in a 1v2.
This gets really tough here, even if that kit did come through. Oscar is so good at buying time and just costing them so much in the way of trying to get to that site cleanly. Even with the damage coming in early against mousesports, they still prevailed. They held it down well, and Fnatic just couldn't quite get that final push through. So mousesports had the start they need and they wanted. We did see Fnatic turning the second pistol round before on the second half, I think, of Inferno. But it's just going to be tough to do. So I'm not sure if it's going to be a case of them being able to do it here. You've got Scouts, you got Deagles, you got CZs, a bit of armor. Fnatic have potential, but you look at mousesports, they've got the range. They have the aggression on ChrisJ as well. He's going straight out for the fight.
Yeah, and ChrisJ's already going to find one. We've seen what he can do on Train with Galil's on Reddit, and he's doing it again here in the server. 2 quick frags. He's just walked out. Practice indeed paying off. Draken and his scout are going to get tagged up and forced away defensively on Ivy. Crim's locked out by a smoke grenade. This round is all but over. And now a question of just what can the CTs do? Do they want to save this? Do they want to try and take a weapon away? They do so. Galil on the floor. It's Draken who connects with a nice moving, crispy shot with his scout. But I feel like that may be all. He's being hunted down from 2 different angles. He's got another. Oscar down. He's got no health, no hope, but he's taken some with him. Kicking and screaming, and Sunny, his timing should be just fine to catch the back of...
Oh, God!
Okay.
Ooh.
The first 5 bullets painting a picture around Draken, but no reaction. And so, phew, sigh of relief for Sunny.
Let's just remember Sunny in the moment where he had the most crisp aim on those 2 players. I think it was on Banana, he had like the perfect like 1-taps on 2 of them. I think it was, I can't even remember now, but like perfect aim.
What the hell?
And now we're down to, obviously it's not going to happen, it's a 1v2, but they've taken guns away, they've made it costly. I mean, Stacks does find the kill in the end, but that got a little bit scary. It looks like mousesports have that fire lit under them. It looks like they're really hungry to try and like get those guns away, or get those opening kills, get in there. Okay, we are the established team. We're not going to just rest back on our laurels, but it's very easy to overstep that marker, right? To kind of go a little too far and get make things costly where you should be trying to keep it clean.
No, precisely. And actually, interestingly enough, that is going to make the finances from mousesports just a little bit more awkward. They lost that Galil. It's going to force ChrisJ onto the MP7 again. That's costly. And so Fnatic, they've done fantastic damage with what was essentially an impossible situation. You had a no armor, no health scout and a CZ up Kev for... Oh, hang on a second. I'm going to shut up because Draken... He could be about to get something rather naughty. Electrocutes Oscar with the Zeus, but Sunny quick to trade with the Mac 10.
I was loving that. I saw the AK coming out. I'm like, oh, maybe there's something here. But apparently we're seeing with just pistols anyway. That was a P2K?
P2K into the brain of Rops. This USP is getting screamed nowhere, and the round will end in the end. In favor of mousesports, it'll be Sunny with quick 3. And that will be the conversion of that pistol round. So we're at 3-0. A good start, especially on the T side of Train. You can't let the CTs just build up that brick wall. They get the double AWPs early, and you just find yourself staring down the barrel of a huge deficit. Not going to be the case here. They've got themselves the first 3 and another MP5. I don't know why it's so exciting to see. I haven't seen anything crazy just yet, apart from that precise pick at the start of Inferno from Draken.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that goes maybe towards Pop potentially. That could be fun. Or you want to play somewhere like Close Halls, or you could see maybe playing off the back with Draken here. That'd be nice to see it. I don't know where they're going to really try and put it into play, but we'll see. We'll find out. Again, it's early days, but the big thing in my mind as well is it's the Battle of the AWPs. This was meant to be the choice that was theorized to really allow them to play, and Draken has come out to play this time. Opening kill is his this round, and we saw that being a little bit of a, I guess, a missing factor on Inferno. We didn't see many of those go cleanly, and now they're able to back away, reset the pace a little. Bodes well for Fnatic. Maybe there's a response here from Sunny.
Oh, he played around the edge of the smoke beautifully, but JW quick to react. He shuts him down, despite damage being done to Scream. Just 8 points of health left for him, but the advantage firmly in the CT's hands. Crims is flashed off, and he actually could benefit from this when he catches Oscar. And Snacks, though he's on the site, I'm not sure he's going to be able to punch in these digits. So he is getting just enough time, but that will surely be all. Is he going to get away? He does. He's upgraded to the AWP. Thought that would have been all said and done, but now I guess his mission becomes save that AWP, perhaps catch Exist on the flank. Here he comes. Timing's going to be everything here. Quick bait, not going to hit the no scope, and Snacks looks like he couldn't find that right click. And that will be a nice first round for Fnatic. They shut that down. Draken, he goes from a frag with the Zeus to a frag with the AWP from exactly the same spot round to round. This game could be nice and close.
And that's big confidence builder for Draken there as well. You want to get in early on that. You don't want to feel like you are an Inferno and nothing's really like falling into place for him. It looks like this is just the start that's really good. Hopefully that does bode well for him and he gets that confidence off the back. He starts to feel out the game and just kind of feel his own matchup here, because Oscar didn't really come into that too much. So this could be the response though. If Oscar comes right back in and just bangs them out, that mind game goes right back and forth. But both teams have the utility now, so there could be a nice bit of play off the back of this. A big moment for Fnatic. You want that stabilizing round, and this could be it. You keep all those guns up, you try and hinder that approach. Oscar with an angle, but he doesn't land the shot. So already a little bit of early contact made, but nothing too much from it.
Okay, CTs, they've distributed themselves quite concisely towards the outer site. And the T's to test, it will first be ChrisJ walking through this smoke.
Far.
He has made a lot of ground, and he's going to hope for a flashbang from his teammates. Otherwise, he's just going to get caught with his pants around his ankles. It's JW. to find the first frag of that early aggression from Chris J. No trade possible. They were all just sitting inside team main. It was just him on his own, a lone wolf, and well, it was a howler.
Just gonna let you sit with that for a second. Ivy, a little bit of a presence show, nothing too much though, but that opening foray again does not bode well. Chris J, it felt like he had a little bit of a step. He was like, all right, I've got a step here. This could be really good. But JW's awareness is just so good at those sort of situations, feeling out that individual play. As soon as that happened, he was there. Now it looks like they're trying to get themselves over towards B, which isn't necessarily a bad shout. JW is close, but Crims is pretty far back here.
JW is going to be the influence here. If JW calls the info he's hearing, steps now, we're going to see, yeah, look at the rotate. You can see on the minimap there, Draken, Scream, Crims.
Huge.
They're all now back towards the inner bomb sites. Yes, sure, you'll throw your nades. Existor's even rotated off. JW, from the information alone, has got his team ready for this one now. He can start the aggress, as can Crims. He's up on the train. He got two, maybe even a third. He does damage up the third, and actually, Oscar unable to connect the second shot. Scream now, the turret does what he has to. JW on the flank, he's making some smooth moves, but not enough. And the bomb's loose, 10 seconds, the round is over, and that is spectacular work. It shows it's not all frags. We said it in the first map, and JW proves it in the second.
Crims has gotten away with that spot twice now. Once with the new SMG, he got, the first player went past him, he was flashed, he came out and caught the second, and now he not only got one, but he got two. And in such a pivotal round, that's massive. Let's watch this again. Again, one player's already kind of snuck past, I'm pretty sure, into the smoke.
Snap.
That adjustment, though, Snacks gets just so punished off the back of it. And buying time, the rotations were good. As you said, JW's information clearly being king that round.
There was 4 players all staring outside, and with one very loud step from the mousesports players, that changed in a matter of seconds. 5 seconds, and they're all set up, ready for those smokes and nades raining in. Great work from Crims, though. Those early frags are so influential. Otherwise, you just lose the tees. It's such a maze out there on the inner site, you can just get lost. He stopped them on the entry, and enter is what they plan to do next. Just Rops. He's got the superhero buy. AK and Kevlar surrounded by the eco of his teammates.
It's a lot of faith in the man who did not have a brilliant first map either. So
True.
Clearly sticking with him on this, thinking, all right, that was just a bad map. What? Draken, please. He's having a nightmare, isn't he? Out through the smoke, though, they go. The T's have made progress towards the site, so there is threats in that. The Rops could still play off the back of this because they're not going to be completely comfortable, but the cleanup is here. The cleanup crew has arrived. The bomb has gone down, so if anything, that's a big tick in the box. Now Rops tries to play in, not going to get it done.
Yeah, that was they left the AK at the back. You can understand the thought process, but just not enough ground gathered, excuse me, and the bomb did go down. So mousesports, in their mind, I suppose, mission accomplished. It would have been nice to take a couple of those M4s away. You want to keep breaking that CT bank, especially here on train. And AWPs, we talked about AWPs, we talked about how influential they can be on this map. Draken, it's one of his statistically strongest maps, and you're seeing evidence of that already. He seems very comfortable. His aggression can be rewarded. He's known to be one of those aggressive AWPers, especially on that CT side. He wants to draw that first blood, and there's plenty of avenues for him to do that on train. The fast ramp peak towards Brown Halls, of course, we saw that one pay off early. Both with AWP and without. Loving that the Zeus has come out. We've seen MP5s, Zeuses, the full arsenal, the full array of different ways to get that health bar down to 0. So 3-3 as the timeout's called by mousesports.
I don't blame him. This is, again, you know, that loose style that was being discussed in the interview. Scream saying, you know, we're playing very loose, we're playing very puggy, just kind of feeling out how it goes. They're showing that they can hold down on CT sides too, which is really nice to see. So many teams get punished in that aspect, but you know, there's still one new man coming in. So if Scream can assimilate into the Fnatic style real quick, then you're not necessarily great to go, but you're feeling good enough, right? You kind of like, okay, I just play this spot, I'll try and be this player, and you've seen it from him. He was really happy with that first game. You said, you know, he's pretty loving this, right? He's come back in, he had a great first map.
And the others must too as well, because this doesn't feel like the Fnatic that just, you know, struggled at the major. This is the Fnatic where we're communicating in English. Suddenly everything's different. The whole vibe is different. The jokes are in a different language. It feels like it's a very quick and easy way to just, even if it's just for this tournament, just get that rust off, get that bad juju out of the room. Because now you're speaking in the language you only really communicate in when you're playing FPL or you're hanging out with friends, and it's different. This isn't the same kind of atmosphere for Fnatic, and already it got them the first map versus what should be the intimidating force of mousesports. And so we're going to see Oscar and Chris J going to be applying early pressure towards Ivy. Scream in the meantime does catch a Little bit of audio towards the ladder climb. Snack's not going to be in too much trouble just yet. They're going to be throwing out the nades. Window's broken. And at the moment, it does look like they're going to be trying to aggress towards A. The smoke does push Exist off in the meantime, as Chris J is going to try and make presence through Exist. Straight through the smoke. Great work from him. Takes down Chris J, and he was an instrumental cog in this T-side machine. Now the problems start to make themselves evident. Oscar's not going to be able to find anything early. JW's got the perfect angle for one. E-Box to find one, potentially two as well. No trade immediately. Rop's caught by Scream. They've got this locked down. Only Sunny and Oscar remain, and already with 20 seconds left, this dream of an outside take is dead.
Oh, mousesports. Oh no, 5 alive on the CT side now. Look at the bank. That's what scares me. And it's not just that they win the round; they've won it with 5 alive. So you get that full money building. Draken's got 10k behind him for utility or pin hand. You got 6, 7, 5. Like it's a really scary thing now.
Yeah, it only gets worse as well because you know, like if I knew Fnatic, if one of them had died,
yeah,
they'd have bought an SMG. They'd have just ran at them with a Mac 10. And I mean, I guess that's me trying to find a silver lining for mousesports is because he didn't kill anyone, they're not going to farm up more money. At least not as much as it could have been.
That's a nice silver lining.
Yeah,
I like
thank you.
that.
That's the best I can do. That's the best I can do. Still AKs, 2 AKs in the hands of the CT side. Terrifying, especially given the long ranges of angles like this you're seeing from Exist. Yep. That's where AKs thrive, and now they've managed to scavenge them away. It's only going to make this even tougher for mousesports to break through. And I say that they have gone for just a little bit of a half buy here. They need to, they realize the situation. They need to start shutting down Fnatic, at least taking some frags in the rounds they're not winning.
Yeah, well, that B hit wasn't bad before. They did get the bomb plant. They couldn't hold it afterwards, but maybe with this additional utility and firepower, they feel they could do something. Potentially, it wasn't the worst in the world. Now,
here we go.
Chris J, well, oh my god, Snacks and Chris J are just straight out. The flashes are good though. It has made it harder for Fnatic, but JW's still fine. He hasn't taken that much damage. One man has slipped past. He's got himself towards
Oh, the hold.
Oh, it's so good. Sunny, though, still alive and kicking, but there's only one other player beside him, and through the smoke. Apparently, it doesn't seem to matter. Oscar left in a 1v3, and my god, try as you might, Fnatic have so much working for them right now.
Any chance we can see that Scream frag again? My god, that was just so naughty. Just spraying through the smoke. He knew that there was a player retreating and catches the headshot. Of course, it's the headshot.
Why wouldn't it be?
You know, when we bring up the stats on the desk, typically we go, oh yeah, headshot percentage, that doesn't count. Well, for Scream it does. I think he gets a certain level of like dopamine. Is this it? Okay, so he gets the first close and then he just has a whack. Sprays down the line and catches Sunny as well. Fantastic stuff. Thank you, production, hooking us up. 5-3 then the score. Second map of our first game here at ESL One New York, and it's a full buy for either side. It's time for mousesports to try and break through. It will be a long process. There will be buy after buy for Fnatic now, and the journey for mousesports to try and make a dent starts here.
I like this little switch up here from Crims as well, being a little bit aggressive. You've got Draken doing the same. I like this sort of thing. You don't get to see teams trying to experiment too much with that if they're in that more of a quote-unquote mixed state as such, but this is nice. This is, you know, a curveball thrown in. Crims gets no information, so okay, maybe this is not where the pressure is, but Sunny's success puts JW in a bad spot. Very isolated, very alone, and the flashes are excellent for mousesports.
This is what they needed. The first frag, it was Sunny. He just had to be brave. He had to throw the rulebook out the window, charges out of team main, and takes that first engagement with the precision we know he comes with. Now just Draken and Crims. Bomb goes down, and a nice positioning from Draken catches Oscar in transition, looking to level it out again. 3 versus 2. Numbers favor mousesports, and just trying to see what Crims is up to. I think Chris J's got a very good read of this situation. Chances are they may just choose to hit the brakes here unless a frag comes quick. Chris J changed his mind. It's kind of his responsibility. Makes noise, makes Crims' job just a little bit easier as he comes around ready, but Chris J gets the better of him. Now just Draken, and that should be the save call. Hits F12. But Snacks knows. Oh, and that's a very long AWP barrel, but he has to just carefully not to walk into the crosshairs. Draken exposes himself, and that will be the 5th to the 4th.
Okay, back and forth we go. Money is still flush for Fnatic. They haven't broken the cash yet. That's, you know, #1 on the list of things to get done for mousesports.
Look at this.
And this sort of precision on these hits, the flashes were so good as well. The entry was excellent. It's not the cleanest of work from Sunny, but it's all you need. If they're flashed up and blinded, who cares? You're fine. But look at the response from Fnatic.
Now this is interesting. The double ops do come out. I love seeing JW on the AWP. It's not quite when Markelov picks it up, but it is that same kind of thing of just, I know what he could do and used to do.
And here's aggression again. Draken being pushed forward. Crims was supporting him early on. Robs, I think, is on the other side. So it's not a completely free angle to hold, but it's a good opening look into things.
Yeah, talking of opening, very different now. The bomb alongside the Oscar and Chris J pair. They've been pressuring Ivy as a unit throughout this first half, but now they've brought a snack for the road. It's going to be the Polish player, newest addition to mousesports. And he does have that bomb as well, so potential for pushing towards the back trains, maybe even wrapping to B. There's lots of options by taking the bomb this way as well. But Exist has been doing actually a stand-up job. He realizes it's not all about finding the early info, it's also just catching that one frag to chopping the head off the snake. Here comes the utility usage, going to force him off.
Yeah. Build-up starts to begin. Now, if you're JW, your attention needs to be turned that way, but you're putting a lot of faith in Scream to help out this situation. This crossfire is being held together. Exist might play the timing right. JW's going to make the call. Exist should strike from the back lines pretty soon if he does commit through the smoke, but he doesn't. Snacks will work his way forward. Scream catches a big glimpse here. That's the bomb gone down, so the call can be made. Crimson Draken now work their way forward. You still have JW and Exist in decent enough spots, but the smokes are hindering them.
That standoff between the smoke, Exist and Oscar, they both know one another is there, and now Oscar going to get flashed in from his teammates. Oh, that looked good. It wasn't quite on him, and that's going to be the trade then. Draken catches him off guard. Sunny in trouble. Won't be getting that bomb down anytime soon, and that kind of crumbled very quickly. Snacks getting through that smoke unannounced.
Yep.
Everything kind of ride on that, and then it was Scream, of course, who just had the presence of mind, despite his responsibilities being towards team main, had a glance behind him, and what do you know?
Well, I mean, the communication can't be that awful either, because JW got the kill, obviously, so now you're realizing, okay, they have pushed through Ivy, but he probably didn't call there was anyone else. I don't know if JW spotted the other player get that far, so I mean, that's just good mental, I guess, jumping to conclusions from Scream. Just like, okay, well, there's got to be a chance that someone's there, so here I am turning around. So he's clearly just comfortably reading the game so far for him, which is nice to see him start with. He's not had, it seems like, the biggest impact yet, but the question is that we were never looking at him to be the big factor here. We wanted the AWPs to come through and other players to get the forefront. And we've seen Crimson Draken now in a big spot here. If this hit comes through, they could get overwhelmed quite easily. You're banking on Crims to really come through and save the day here, which is exactly what he is doing.
Wow, he's got 3. He catches Snacks aggressive on the boxes as well. And one man ends the dreams of mousesports' 5th round here on round 11. Bit of scavenging being done, and already Crims managing to just completely cut that one down. No realistic chance for mousesports now to close out this this round. Instead, again, there's this, I feel like a broken record. It's going to be just trying to take those weapons away from Fnatic. It's looking unlikely, though. Scream is poised with the M4A1. Swapped out, took the A4 on Inferno, if that is his. Could have just received it from a teammate. But interesting to see if it was a conscious choice, given the map change. And so they just buddy up and try and keep Oscar alive with that M4. They got reset, of course, with that previous round money loss, or loss bonus. Completely back to the peasant stages. They lose the weapon, and Exist gets himself a nice little double, puts him on 8 frags. So 7-4 the score, this defensive side from Fnatic. We said it gets out of hand when they get money, and these double AWPs, they're going nowhere.
So I said this on the first game, and I guess quote unquote against Fnatic. You couldn't look at the scoreline initially because, well, take it to too much credit because they got the first pistol round and they did well off the back of it. Now, keep in mind, mousesports got the pistol run on this, so they haven't really been making big waves since that moment, which is a little bit scary if you're up against Fnatic now, who are starting to look very good here, and it's not meant to be looking this good. Obviously, T-side becomes a different beast when you have to do more quote-unquote set pieces, but they don't have that, so they have to depend on firepower, and they have plenty of that here. So, again, the storyline does begin to get a little bit scary if you're a mousesports fan, but Crims on a bit of a walkabout. Does spot 1, gets the kill 2. Excellent work from Crims. He backs away, he cuts off another avenue of approach, and that will cost mousesports even more time trying to retake that control if they wanted it, which, simply put, they may not have the chance to.
Yeah, Rob's caught out. I mean, this is great from Fnatic. We talk about this quote-unquote disrespectful approach to Counter-Strike. When they have the lead, you can do that. You can get up in their face. You want them to be shouting at their screen saying, why is he there, on occasion, just to get the salt in the wound and get the salt in the server. The TeamSpeak one, that is. Now, 7-4 as they do start to group up. This is just going to be very, very bare bones, brute force. They've got the flashbangs they need to try and just get early fights and with an advantage.
They're going to know Crims is low. That dink was very audible. So Draken's got himself around here at the right time. He's got to be big in this. Again, you can't bank completely on Crims. He does not have that much to play with. He does not have the longevity that you'd want, but he's got a good position to make this tricky, but he does go down. Can't get the job done as maybe as he'd like, but Draken this time is here. 2 big kills on the board, and it puts another question mark on mousesports this round.
They're in trouble. Chris J has to do something. He's got the early positioning. This is great, except Exist gets the timing. Oh, the adjustment. That low health from Chris J cost him, and that's the round. Scream in the meantime caught Snacks, and that is going to be another Fnatic round. And I mean, the fact is that that was probably the least thought out approach from mousesports. That was throw some flashbangs and have a go, and it gets them further than some of their more calculated approaches so far here on the T side. But at the moment, yeah, the story is they got the first 3 courtesy of the pistol, 1 which only reset their economy in the long run, and Draken, fantastic work. Given the smoke was there on Z, he found an angle that worked, and that puts them at 8-4 here on the second map with the map advantage for Fnatic.
Bye-bye money for mousesports.
Again, how often have we said that?
Oh, what a rough game. These are the harsh ones on train, isn't it? We were talking about this, that the T side can be so much fun when you have that utility, when you have everything in your favor, you can punish that CT side, but when you lose out on that money, how do you get into half these sides? There's so few approaches that you can actually make. It's so hard. With CZs and Deagles, you still got some range there, don't get me wrong. You can Deagle ahead off of someone, but you're still peeking into it, and someone like Draken, he's playing all right so far.
Yeah, he likes to flick the wrist, Draken, and not this time connecting, but he does set up for a second shot, not far off again. Whistles past the shoulder of Chris J's mousesports jersey. You make this 8-6, you win that pistol, everything is forgotten.
Yep.
But this is not going to be an 8-6 already. Fnatic lock them out of this one. Just Oscar and Sunny left. He's got the angle, but not the aim. Sunny, the final bullet, it took him 7. But he manages to shut down Draken. Exist falls as well. Perhaps not all said and done just yet. The health on Oscar says otherwise, though, as Sunny makes the AWP work. Now a 1v2. The bomb is retrievable, especially given that he's now deployed that smoke. Looking to back away now and just reset, disappear for a moment, cut noise. They know exactly where he was, but now with that smoke and that absence of, oh dear, absence of life, Sunny gets caught by JW. And that's the end of that one, 9 rounds.
Gotta love JW. That was great. Instantly, he was like, okay, there's a chance that this angle works. I'm going to go around. I'm going to get around there. Really, really smart stuff. And you know, there's no stopping this money train building for Fnatic. 9-4. mousesports do have a buy here, but we're not seeing AWPs anymore. I don't know if that's going to come through. I don't know how much they can really start pulling those out. And that was what we theorized could be the basis of this pick.
Yeah. Speaking of train,
Choo-choo.
rail travel in the UK.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how expensive it was. I've gone, I've moved
it's
to Germany, I moved to the
unbearable.
Netherlands. I come back, it's like £60 to get on a
You
train
might as
for
well
5
fly.
minutes.
You
it's
might
insane.
as well fly these days.
It is crazy. And
And they're always late.
They are, and
Smell like Burger King for some reason.
yeah, and I've never seen a more expensive packet of Doritos.
Oh, it's unbearable.
I know, outrageous.
And they're like the small sizes. You know where it's like not for resale, but they're like, yeah.
Yeah, they've bought a multi-bag. It's cost them 50p. That'll be
£1,
£4, please, mate. Cool Original, of course. No one likes Cool Original,
No,
but
it's
that's
just
the only
dull.
one they've
where's,
got.
Where's the chili? You know, where's the chili Doritos?
Chili
You tried those?
Heatwave. Yeah, of course. Not sponsored by them, so
Not
we should
spon.
shut up. Instead, we can see if mousesports can make these AKs work. They've got everything they need. All the tools in the shed to make this a 5th round. But so far, I mean, Fnatic have been able to lock this down so comfortably. I actually have to give Exist a lot of praise because they keep putting numbers on Ivy. He's not always fragging them, but he's certainly keeping them at bay. He's certainly, surviving. If you lose that Ivy player, it does throw everything into disarray for the CTs. He hasn't been dying early. Just 5 deaths. In fact, I think that may be the lowest for Fnatic. It is.
Yeah, he's a really good, just solid player, isn't he? He's been such a nuisance to mousesports.
Speaking of nuisance, Crims as well. I mean, look at this aggression towards Brown Halls. They are eventually going to perhaps pressure him. Speaking of pressure, Scream's starting to feel the heat. Molotov to his left. And Snack's about to show face. They've got good positions on this one. JW not quite going to catch as he hugs the wall. Nice positioning from Snacks. He could expose himself. The smoke just enough plume to cover him. As Sunny draws first blood, this is a crucial round for mousesports if they want to make an impact here. Tags up JW, dancing on the ladder. It's not enough as Sunny finds a second. Low though, paid a price. Exist.
Do they know he's here?
Spots one. Oh, they do now because he's taken down Sunny. That was the hardest hitter so far in this round. Another falls. Oscar this time with the AK. It's working for mousesports. It's an all-out brawl. Peaks 1 by 1 from Fnatic, reminiscent of their start on Inferno, but now just Draken. He's been great. Found one already, but 3 to find. And the bomb down. He's just going to be a question of survival now for the Swede.
Look at Snacks.
Uh-oh.
Oh, the foot shows. Draken does get a glimpse, and Snacks actually backing off from this, maybe allowing for other players to get, like Rops, for example, right now will be in the right place, potentially, and he is. So Rops, again, good positioning on the flank around the side to get that gun away safely. You can see the good mentality from Snacks, not to overextend on his own, just to do the job himself.
Yep, looking for that 6th round now, mousesports. I'm afraid it will be full buys, and it has been full buys from Fnatic for the majority of this half. They really have not had any economical issues, and it will not be the case for the last round of our first half of our second map for our first game here at ESL One New York.
Thank you, desk host Alex.
Thank you, I'm here all week. Try the veal.
Oscar does have the AWP back, so we could see a bit of fun off that. JW trying to get a bit more aggressive as well. That's another interesting one. Crims this time unable to do so. Early utility being put down towards those box halls to keep them a little more humble, and Rops is there too. Chris J not far off, but that bomb did get dropped. I don't think anyone was close enough to hear that, so that's no real bother. But Crims playing very much by the close side of sight, and very attentive work here from Fnatic, potentially try and get past that deeper utility being put down, but Crims might get a dry face coming out from Chris J. I don't think Draken's watching it either.
Yeah, needs to get some moisturizer for that dry face for sure. Crims, though, taking his time. In fact, doesn't look like it's going to be the case at all. They hit the pause button, just waiting for those Molotovs, and actually say that through the fire and flames. One player is looking aggressive. It's Rops who wants to try and take that fight. Smoke does give him an angle. Crims so unannounced. They have to check this. Rops does, finds it, now looking wrong range. It's a real adjustment from him, looking to try and cower. Oscar does apply some pressure from distance, as does Exist, and the whole CT side, they've cut them down to size. Bomb will go down, and a 2v2 must win for Mouse. As Oscar, he's taking a fight, he's going aggressive. Draken poised. It's not Draken, do excuse me, it's Scream now left alone. Exist falls, and
oh my god.
Red Oscar like a book. Spot in his big red ball, it's easy. And that will be 3 for Scream to bring home the 10th.
10-5.
Just tapping those heads.
Yeah, Scream, I mean, this guy, it's lovely to watch. It's really lovely to watch. He hasn't had the hugest of halves, but you can still see that individual power coming in, and that's what you want to be seeing from him. And the scoreline, Fnatic 10-5 up here. I don't know what to expect. Again, it's still one of those, you know, what can they bring on the T side? Do they have set pieces if they need them? Do they need them? Will they need them? mousesports felt like they just, once that pistol round got away from them, and they got the rounds they needed initially, and the guns came out to play, yeah. Fnatic just were pretty dominant.
And I have to say as well, just as you reminisce, as we watch some of these highlights, it was Sunny who really was the only shining light, pun absolutely not intended, for mousesports. He was the one opening the rounds they did win. It was the one where he pushed out Team A and the one where he just charged out from the ramp. And it was all down to just the occasional glimmer from the mousesports individuals. But I hate to just absorb some caster cliches here, but this pistol does mean a whole lot for mousesports. Double digits if Fnatic pick this one up. If they convert, the game's over, and the dream dead for mousesports. They're going to have such an uphill struggle. Let's not forget this group. This group is not easy. I'm actually going to remind everyone real quick.
Hit us with
how this one is laying out. Na'Vi, mousesports, Fnatic, and Gambit. And
wait, what's happening in the Na'Vi game? Can we check in on that? Because that was a weird start. I'll have a little look at this pistol. You have a little check in on that one.
Sweet.
Because Matt... I'm seeing...
16-4, we saw a 12 T rounds from Gambit on Nuke to pick up that first one. So now it's a 9-6 half on the second. That's on the B stream if you want to check that one out. And it looks like it's 15-11 in favor of Na'Vi, going to a third potentially. Oof. But yeah, this group is not easy. The team that went second in the major in this group, 2 spots in it. And Fnatic and mousesports, they kind of are, you know, second in command.
I'm always curious to see what happens to the teams who finish second at majors. I haven't actually looked into it, and I really should. You know, do they bound back? Do they not? Anyway, that aside, it is already into a 4v4 this round, as that quick return kill came in. But Chris J's presence certainly being noted now, as he stands tall and gets the kill on the board. JW trying to linger through that smoke potentially, trying to maybe get a kill back here off the back of Ivy. Does make it through just on the cusp of that smoke, but no one there, no one hanging around too late, giving him an opportune moment. That bomb is down in a treacherous position too.
Look at JW, he's surrounded by CTs. He's going to get pressured, but he thrives. He gets one, he survives. Chris J, he could be in trouble too. Backing away now, he's just playing the time. He's got another one, and another one. JW, DJ Khaled, I don't even know. Robs takes the head off Crims, and now a 2v1. Fnatic, they're making this so difficult now. Robs has to go clutch if mousesports want a chance on Train. 3 for JW. He had no right to get any of those frags. And you can see him. He saw Scream's little backpack. It's Gucci, and it's not looking good just yet for Rops. Pressured by 2. They need to double peek, but he gets the headshot. 1v1.
JW though, he needs to do this. This has been so sick from JW. 3 kills already, the 4th. Oh, the dance begins and he's just a little bit quicker at the steps. JW gonna secure that one, but those kills he got off the back of Ivy were sublime. I could watch those all day long. How the hell did he get away with those extra 2?
You're lucky to get 1. Real misplay from mousesports. Fantastic play, of course, from JW, but that was unnecessary. You could see on the minimap it was just 3 blue dots and 1 man standing against them. The fact that he backs away here into the corner just to break the line of sight, backs away, takes the fights 1 by 1, and look at this, they are giving him exactly what he needs to make that round count, and even finds the head of Rops for style points. Great work from JW, and that's going to really be the first nail in mousesports' coffin. They have to buy at least a little bit, and it will be, what, a scout for Rops. We're seeing, a Deagle Kev for Sunny. Yeah, this doesn't look great. And they've got 2 MP5s. Keep your eyes on these. I want to see them just charging into a site. They sound so good. I just want to hear them spray.
It's a really satisfying like sound to it. I don't know why, but that makes me feel like the gun's better if it sounds good.
Yeah, 100%.
Like
when the AK changed,
I didn't know how I feel about it.
I didn't know how I felt about it, but now when you listen back, it sounds so much scarier.
Yeah, it was beefy. It was a beefy boy. Draken does get a kill, and Crim's chiming in as well. Maybe the SMGs are ready to scream. There is a bit of a threat on Oscar in the fact that he does at least have head armor, but beyond that, not much.
Yeah, no, this is really not looking great for Oscar. He does get the scout, so that'll be something. But yeah,
it's a stretch.
This is where you have that nightmare scenario of just trying to explain how mousesports could come back. At the moment, though, everything is against them. Yeah. You've lost the pistol. You lost it in a very close fashion. Sure, that's only going to break morale further. and then you just add on the fact that Fnatic, they're hitting their shots. Crims, we called him consistent, right? He's been the shining light for Fnatic during their what I would describe as low points this year. He still has been a consistent fragging presence. And speaking of fragging, Oscar, like a little ninja. Silence, and speaking of ninjas, kills the next one. It will exist to go down, and it will be Crims to find the MP5 frag.
Very nice. Very nice.
12 to 5.
mousesports, this is
something. Yeah, something
needs to change.
Miraculous. I think either Fnatic need to forget how to play, or mousesports need to, like, every individual needs to be doing something insane, because they are down a creek. A particular creek that I can't say.
Where's the paddle?
And they don't have one. Oh. Great question, though, Lauren. They don't have one, yeah.
Oh,
paddleless.
Is that the new phrase
Sans
now? Just
paddle, as Scream would say.
Beautiful.
Thank you, I'm here all week. I can speak
Uwe le paddle.
Pour mon petit déjeuner. Draken finds the first.
J'ai joué the Counter-Strike.
You do?
Yeah.
Fantastic, and this will just be a nice little eco bash coming in from the SMGs of Fnatic to bring it to 13. Unlucky for some.
Did you do GCSE level French? Was that
no.
No.
Yes, I did. I lied. Yeah, except
not
in
the
exam hall.
Yes.
I decided I wanted to do the easy paper, where you can only maximum get a C. I got
did
like
you get a C?
Yeah, of course.
Crushed it.
I got like 100%. I like completely just. It was like, why did I do that?
What is cat?
I could try. Yeah, I could try and do the one where you can actually achieve something, but I'll take the guarantee. I'll take the safe bet. Really says a lot about my character.
Oh, okay.
Still, 13.
We do have the AWP out. Let's see. This was the theory. This was the idea. Chris J did not have a blistering map one with that either, but you know there's room to change it up. But the SMGs are still very present for Fnatic. You've got 2 on the board and rifles to supplement it. Rops could be in a real tough one if they come bounding out from the top side of things, but he does have the support from Oscar, so there is a support system in place, and this hit looks like it's coming in. They don't have much step towards the other side of the map, so Fnatic might be in full commitment here. The hit is good so far. Oscar prepares himself.
Yeah, good angle from Oscar. Rops is there to hold his hand, and Exist. He's managed to get a lot of ground, and Oscar, we said his spot would work. Not in that respect, though. Double kill, as they had to check behind him. Now, though, Scream. He's doing Scream things. Crim's down, though, as is the bomb. He's low. 2 versus 3. The numbers do favour mousesports, and this would be the start of a very long comeback. Chris J finds him. Just Draken then, an MP5, a Molotov. That helps, and I don't think there's a kit present. This could get problematic. No smoke, not either. Time, they have it. Had he caught someone through the smoke?
His timing. No one's on the bomb yet either. Like, if he could just be a little bit more of a nuisance. It's just trying to be the most annoying presence you can be, but the defuse seemingly going to come in now from Chris J.
Close.
But that got a little scary. There was no smoke up. There was, you know, it was a little bit like on the edge there. If maybe he'd been able to get a miraculous shot through. But
Or say Scream survives, suddenly that double peek makes everything a bit more awkward.
yeah, I was worried when Scream was on the site and no one had a nade. Because like normally you just chuck a nade and just delete them, but he was still there. There was still that like thing in the back of your mind, like he's just going to swing and one-tap someone, you know? It's just Scream things. But
this is Train, Lauren. I'm going to
is?
start. I know I shouldn't start that conversation now.
Okay.
This is Train, but this is CT side.
Right.
And now if mousesports starts stringing them together, we know what Fnatic did. They managed to get, what was it? I think it was 9 rounds in essential succession with a quick reset.
Draken, let's
wow,
go.
okay, Draken. Swift, precise headshot onto Chris J makes things easy.
yeah, that's a big boy start from him, and that could only spur on the hit through Ivy as well. Oscar and Sunny, prepare yourselves. You've got 3 men coming your way. Crim's waiting on the jump off as well. This looks like it's a timing piece. Maybe if they get that right information, they start feeling the moment. It's go time now, and Scream barrels on forward. Oscar's head rolls, and we're down to 3 to stop him.
Yeah, his head may roll, but my goodness, Sunny, he's not going down without a fight. Double kill close to the triple. Rop's left to go clutch. He's already tagged up by the nade, and now this is just inevitable. Pushes through, catches a low health GW. That's the bomb. Upgrades to an AK, but through the smoke. Oh, there's so many instances of ifs, buts, and maybes. But no, Fnatic do convert to 14. Whoa,
You're spot on. There's like so many moments in those rounds where you're like, okay,
if
that
X,
was then. Yeah, it's like, oh.
Wow, that was close. Yeah, bomb loose, it's all possible, but nice. Look at that shot from Draken. Very aggressive positioning from him. No one had the info, given that Chris J had the AWP towards Ivy. No one was watching the quick cross. It worked out.
And how big was that as well? That allowed the rest of the players through on Ivy. Like, if you'd had another player there, that could be way more awkward, but big early work. 14-6 is a big scoreline too. And money-wise, it's this is a timeout probably to discuss that. You know, how do we make this count when we have so little in the kitty?
Yeah, LMBT, the coach, going to be giving everything he can. I mean, this isn't where you can start calling some fantastic life-changing strategy. It's going to be more of a case of keep your heads high and don't forget what we've already talked about. It's more of a reminder, I imagine, than anything else. Money tight. Going to be seeing a Kevlar Deagle for Rops, a 5-7, and the same for Snacks. It's bare bones, and it's really their last chance to loon. mousesports, they're going to be put 0-1 in a very brutal best-of-3 bracket in the elimination game, and what? Crims manages to get that, but Snacks finds 3!
What is that round, Alex?
That is insane. The 5-7, so good in that pop dog position. He just spams that left click down. Chris J finds ahead with the Deagle, and just as we start making it all somber, mousesports, they managed to put a smile on our face. Snacks with 3. Crims gets legged in transition, lands and finds the frag. That doesn't stop Snacks with some fantastic trading work.
That was so sick. The hell? I'd be mad as hell, but it's...
It's Snacks, it's New York. Let's not forget, this is
right,
where he does some of his best work.
You're right.
Matt will tell you all about it.
I'm sure we'll hear about it. Can't wait. I wonder if Matt's got like another
He's got another
gem
one?
lined up. Yeah, I really hope he has. Just like something, you know, ready to go. We'll wait.
It's the Big Apple, and Snacks is not a Granny Smith. There you go. Just like brainstorming, giving you some ideas.
Ooh.
No?
It's a rough one. That's why Matt is...
I can't think of any other Apple names. What other ones are there?
Is it Pink Lady?
Pink Lady? Oh,
Tough
not
again.
much there, is
Tough
there? No.
again.
No, not much there. I think he's kind of done it. He did it.
Yeah, he's crushed it on the fruit work. JW's still trying, by the way. Like, we are away. He's still giving it a good go. There's just 4 players in his way. Now, you know, he's gone for it. It did not end any better than we imagined.
Snacks won that round with scraps. I mean, he only had the 5-7, bit of Kevlar on his body. But that's huge, actually. That's big, because if you take a look at Fnatic's money, which you'll see in just a moment, this is that frag again. Fantastic to find the second onto Crims. It was Oscar's tag that made it possible, really, as he just quickly is enabled to transition and to save his team. 14-7. That was it. That was where this game should have, in many respects, ended. But no, Snacks saves the day as a 3-man push from Fnatic into Pop Dog is met by that close-range pistol.
The pendulum swings now. I'm wondering how well they can spread the wealth. They have a lot of money on, I think, one player here. I think Crims had a little bit at the start, but not that much. So I'm wondering what they're going to do with it. They could just try and even it out.
2 AKs, drop a third if you don't want nades.
I mean, is it worth dropping the third?
Or
It's
maybe
Draken,
they're just gonna, I mean, look, if they keep it like this, they're going to be able to just basically have a okay buy. A Kevlar Glock from JW, hoping to maybe scavenge that AK should it be dropped early. Of course, planning for the inevitable. Double AWP now from Chris J and Oscar. This is where mousesports do put up that brick wall we talk about. If they're hitting their shots, this could become a pretty long road to close out and find those last two here, Lauren.
Oh, let's see the pace coming into this.
No nades at all. This is going to be dry as you like.
Don't like it that dry, Alex. Oscar and Rops, though, on the other side. And already Crims finds Oscar. He was the first one to try and support Rops on that call. So now Rops is in trouble. Sunny's on the way to try and support him. But Rops tries to find an angle to work with, and he does. Here's the shutdown. Sunny, the support hero, comes in. Bomb does get planted, and it's all job done. It was a little bit of a threat to start with Oscar going down. It was like, okay, well, now your B player's isolated. He's all alone. Yeah. But Rops has that kind of just stoic, calm nature that works so well for him there.
The two AKs from Fnatic, it was just an attempt, I suppose, to be able to spearhead the assault to get the bomb down. You spend a lot to get the bomb down, but in the long run, when you only need 2 rounds, they had the idea of perhaps one of those Fnatic rounds where suddenly 3 headshots fill the kill feed and the 15 is on the board. Not to the case, though. So 14-8 now. mousesports continuing to build up the bank, and that's what it's going to be all about. They have been kept relatively honest. You'll notice they're not rolling in cash. Of course, survival as well as converting those rounds is how you manufacture that dream economy state. Not there yet for Mouse as they start to gather. It's Fnatic I'm referring to towards Ivy.
Chris J's on the side of this as well. Not exactly lighting the game on fire, but this could be a brilliant moment to start, and that is a big beginning with the tag to follow. JW feeling the brunt of that, does recover what was left off of Draken's hands, but this is not the perfect start here.
Yeah, this is going to start causing problems. JW low. There is a HE on Oscar. He finds himself towards C though. Crims has been given the responsibility of just keeping Brown Halls under lock and key, and no aggression from the CTs just yet. They still have all their numbers and plenty of their nades. Bomb towards Ivy in the hands of Scream, newest addition, of course, standing in for this tournament. Flusher going to North America. That's a storyline in itself.
Insane, isn't it?
Yeah, what a world. Good statement, though. I mean, he seems very self-aware, realizing that he wasn't the same player. For Fnatic, backing away from the Molotov. Sunny will aggress and take that part of the map back.
I remember well, I can say not too long, quite some time ago now, that there was other Swedes dabbling with the idea of going over to NA to Cloud9, but it'll be Sunny to find exist, so already the potential threat in this round is being really, really stunted here, unless JW can create an opportunity, which he definitely could, but Crims is so cut off from the rest as well. It's very hard for him to progress considering Sunny's pushed up. You've got Snacks not far off, and 10 seconds left. This one's done. Yeah, that's going to be enough. Just a little bit of handiwork from Sunny and Chris J early in the round. That first frag onto Draken really did just slow them down, cut the brakes. And almost a double digits, mousesports.
This is Train, after all. Many know, in fact, most people would know, it's a CT-sided map, especially when the money gets going. And talking of money, they are starting to build up quite the bank. You'll notice there's plenty for the double AWPs to come back out. Sunny down to the big goose egg. I always think it's quite satisfying when the buy goes straight down to 0. Aesthetically pleasing, perhaps.
I'd rather not be Paul.
Nope, me and you both.
If it's going to happen, at least make it look nice. I'm wondering what Fnatic have in the bank here, because mousesports have seemed to, I guess, stabilize a little bit. That's as much as you can say. I mean, the money's been rocky for Fnatic for a little while, but they haven't been having that kind of instant success. We haven't seen that one player just go off and create these huge chances. And Rops has been marvelous at dealing with these B hits as well. Yeah, and he's going to be pressured, I think, here. This could be relatively quick, relatively explosive from Fnatic. They haven't got too much to work with. The quick smoke for Z is likely. But Rops positioning himself safely. JW holding the angle towards ramp. And actually, I say safely. Rops, he's going up on the ladder. We saw Angel do fantastic things from this angle for Hellraisers over at the major. Oscar, he draws their attention, fires off a shot. Nothing connecting, and a second won't either. Here comes the push. Flash wasn't quite timed well enough, but the trade is there eventually. But the shutdown again is Sunny in support. He comes through, he gets 2. And now it's left just JW alive. The hit was just hindered straight away by those support players coming around to help out Rops. JW with the AWP, though, notably phenomenal. Oh, you can imagine a world where he hits those just because it's JW, but he will back away and look for a new opportunity, but there's players closing in on the outskirts. Snacks gets closer. JW works his way forward. Time ticks, and he does make a go of it. It doesn't go too far as Oscar and Snacks combine and shut down the round. Double digits now for mousesports.
Yeah, it's not looking too bad. mousesports, this CT side looking very reminiscent of that of Fnatic's, just managing to start getting a little too comfortable, this T side. 14, it's so close to the magic number. But you've tried it all now. You've tried Presence Pop Dog, you've tried Presence Ivy, you've tried a hit Brown Halls. Nothing's connecting, nothing has converted, and now your options, both financial and tactically, are limited. Molotov's going to keep them at bay from any aggression early team main. Crim's going to be just providing a little bit of cover for his teammates out of Pop Dog, but they're just holding him at bay, keeping him at arm's length. Snacks. No bullets left in the M4. Doesn't stop Chris J keeping him safe with the AWP. And yeah, another round in the bag for Mouse.
And this is where we discuss what depth do Fnatic have. Yes, they're on 14 rounds. Yes, they look good on the CT side. Pistol, you know, everything. It's not a bad look for them.
Yeah.
But it's okay. Once mousesports has an answer, can you break it? Can you consistently break it back now? Because it looks like they're doing the hit head against a brick wall. Because B's not working.
Yeah.
We haven't seen this kind of well-constructed A piece yet. Because you don't have that. You don't have all those pieces in the right place.
So take a look at the way these rounds played out. Fnatic have won at least that new pistol, right? They won the pistol round in the second half. They already had, you know, double digits coming into this. It was a 10-5 half. They win the pistol. That puts you at 13 straight up. The CTs get reset. Fnatic put themselves on 14 with a broken mousesports, and they've managed to claw it back 5 consecutive rounds. Everything was pointing towards Fnatic closing this one out quickly.
Yeah.
Double digits on your CT side, you pick up the pistol, you're at 13, you reset their economy, everything. That's it. That's where we just start, you know, packing it up, get the analysts in their positions, but not the case. And now it's time for Fnatic to try something different. The AWP comes out for Draken. He hasn't been able to do too much on the T side with it.
Also difference from the CT side and the fact that Rops and Oscar are pushing up a little bit more aggressively towards box halls. Putting Rops into that position, Oscar just holding it for a second. This asks the question of Chris J again. Spots one player on the cross. Surely there was a glimpse of the foot. Yeah, he's actually peeking this as well. Like walking around on that, he really understands the angle that he was going to be challenged on. So great mentality from Chris J, who wasn't exactly a headline star from map 1. So this is good from him. He's like, it's not, you know, superstar frags coming out from him, but it's more than enough. It's solid.
It takes balls to peek into that as well. You know Draken's posted up. You know he's looking for you. But just catching with the element of surprise, good quick trigger discipline as well. And now 3 remain from Fnatic. They are scattered. You can see just JW's on his own. There is 0 trades happening here. 55 seconds into our 26th round. And Chris J finds JW just walking out. Ivy late now exist. Left to his own devices towards Pop, and Chris is having fun. He's
Here's
popping
those
off.
AWPs. This is what we wanted to see, and this is why they picked this map, I imagine. It's the AWPing presence. It's how hard it is for individual success to amount to a bigger hit now. It's like you can get maybe an opening kill and maybe a trade, but because the map's so spread out, it's so long, if that success isn't in the right place at the right time, it's still going to be potentially neutered. Ooh. And now the money again. It's this constant struggle for Fnatic as mousesports is building. They shouldn't really be broken at this point. You can see that.
They're set. They're set for cash now. We've actually got Oscar closing in on max money, Snacks, and Chris J not too far behind. They're all going to be driving the rest of this half comfortably in their Ferraris. And Fnatic, yeah, they've got scraps. But knowing Fnatic and knowing what they did, the same thing on Inferno, it was just CZs where they won that swing round that essentially secured Inferno. It was CZ 75s and a little bit of Kevlar. Same can be said for this round as they charge. Crims straight through the Molotov, through the fire, and it seems like Sunny is going to be providing enough information. Chris J, great adjustment onto Crims in the air there. This round looks over unless they do something mad. It's a start. P250 into the belly button of Sunny. Draken finds another. 3 versus 3. The weapons still fully favor. And look at this. Great bait from Chris J. Rops just sprays him down. It's all on Draken and not for much longer as Rops will find himself a quick 3. 14 to 13, Lauren.
And that wasn't exactly the biggest Paramount round for Sunny, but I want to point him out. He's been one of the players who's he was fine on map 1. He did enough, but I think here he's been one of the players that's been really helping out. Those rotations to B when he's been supporting, so good.
He's always there.
He's always there. Like, this round wasn't his best work, obviously. He did fine, but he's one of the players I'm really enjoying watching here, just kind of being that, like, a little bit of a rock almost. I really like that. But beyond that, again, it's next attempt from Fnatic. What can they make work? How do they try and pull themselves into a more cohesive situation? Because so far, they haven't had that cohesion yet.
Fnatic calling the timeout. They need to think this one through. Exists. This is where, you know, his in-game leadership can sometimes hit somewhat of a standstill when the usual go do your thing isn't working, and when your panic buttons from the strat book have not, bore fruit. This is when you can see Fnatic get a little lost, get a little flustered. In mousesports, they seem cool and calm. Not forgetting, of course, in the additional caveat of Fnatic and their strategic depth is that they've lost a player, an integral part of them. In fact, Flusher, he's done crazy things on train. Coveted still feels like yesterday. Rops takes the head off Crims, bright and early.
Did he even see him particularly then? Just Rops. Just Rops being great. Fair enough. And now you look at Fnatic and you think, where can you make success happen? You've tried B, didn't really go well, but ChrisJ's been such a solid player here by Ivy. Spots, I'm pretty sure the run boost again. And we saw that he slow peaked into this last time, so it's a little bit of rinse and repeat. This time it's JW though. Draken, I think, was the last time. So maybe a little bit different there on approach, just because JW's probably had that fight a million times as well. He's got that AWP mentality still ingrained in the back of his mind, I can imagine. So that's not going to keep him too worried. And he's actually had a lot of room to work here through Ivy. ChrisJ completely changed up, so maybe having information elsewhere and not fully believing that the presence was still in place. So you can see ChrisJ adjusts, Sunny adjusts, Snacks. It feels like they're caught in maybe some transition here, mousesports. This may not be the most solid of holds yet, because look where that big hit's coming in towards.
Yeah, and actually, if JW does this right, he can keep those CTs busy on our side. He needs to synchronize his aggression, his presence with his teammates' push onto B. Oscar and Rops are there to receive their flash, and they start the aggression. Draken has to hit this shot. He sees the tip of the head. It's not enough. Backing away, Scarpers. ChrisJ catches JW's lurk, so they're going to start the rotate, one would imagine. Oscar, that double AWP, it's just so deadly, and Rops, well, he's deadly with any weapon. Draken trying to keep Fnatic in this, however, it's going to have to be a full ace clutch if he wants to do anything, and that's just not realistic. 10 seconds, he's Scarpering. Maybe he's going to have this AWP taken away from him, not to be a nice little no-scope. Getting the style points, and Draken, he's desperate to keep this AWP. He's caught 2 more.
But it's another one for mousesports.
Take a look at that money. That's 3 now with max money. Those exit frags did nothing other than save that AWP. Normally it's a two-way street. You're also trying to cripple your opponents. It's 14-14, Lauren. They've got max money. This is going to be a brick wall of double AWPs every step of the future, and every step of the way is what words was what I'm trying to say. Was what words? Yeah. I'm not used to talking for an extended period of time, Lauren.
It must be easy being on the analysis.
Yeah, people
right?
just
like,
for
you're
sure.
only there for like 2 minutes, so it can't be that tiring either.
Precisely. Yeah.
I'm just triggering you, I'm sorry.
I'm just going to keep saying yes until we move back into casting. So 14-14. And this has been quite the run from mousesports. If you have just joined us, this looked all but over. Fnatic to close this one out, and it's just been a string of, what is it now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rounds on the CT side from mousesports, looking for the 9th now. And that T side, they've got scraps of utility. What is that? 2 smokes and 3 flashes to get them into a site?
Yeah.
Let's find out.
This isn't exactly a big map for Fnatic either, historically, but it wasn't huge either for mousesports to a degree. I think that was the point of the desk, that it's not like a massive one for them, but clearly those AWPs, again, are such an underlining statement that you just can't stop saying at this point. It's the main piece. Oscar to find the first, and now we're going to be seeing the rebuttal, the damage coming in towards the T side. Great work from JW, though. Success on Banana. That's Banana? Ivy, even. My brain. It's the first time we've really seen that. So again, that could have been a difference maker. You can see the potential pieces moving in the right place, but there's still Oscar, and he's still being so good at being that kind of turret position.
Right. It's likely that this was more of a punish pick from mousesports, as this one's going to be closed out, or not just yet. Okay, Crims, quick adjustment. You can never doubt him and his crosshair placement, but no. 15 now, match point for mousesports, trying to take us to a 3rd. Fnatic, they're on a 5-map losing streak on train. Mousesports targeted this and are exploiting this on a second-half comeback that is going to leave a bit of a mark.
Why do I feel it's going to go OT, though?
Oh, because this is Counter-Strike, Lauren, and
we
broke records at the major.
We've seen Inferno already, so I mean, I think it's just because you're getting that, like, everything's in order.
Yeah.
Oh, Fnatic. Let's see it. Here we go. Sick recovery from mousesports. There's no taking it away from them. Their comeback here was great, but as you said, CZ, Deagle. It's not the big buy, it's a scout, it's a Galil. This shouldn't be a Fnatic round, but I have worries and fears that somehow...
As to mousesports. There's no doubt. Look, you can see Rops is distancing himself. Normally playing a close angle, he just does not want to be punished by one of those rapid-fire sidearms. And so the smoke is deployed.
Oh, this scares me, Alex, because they've had success. There's no instant stopping factor. We saw that before. There's normally that one trade coming in.
The whole
and look at the control from JW exist. Crims, everyone's out. Scream has the bomb, though, so he's the one who needs to plant, but they've been allowed to get further forward, and that's what worries me. That aggression, JW and Crims, are they aware of this mouseboard? Surely they are. If they've allowed them... Oh, my... Alex, surely this doesn't happen. Surely this isn't the moment. Crims is there finding Sunny. The turn comes in. Rops is the saving grace, potentially denying that OT, but they still have to get past that man. Scream with a Deagle. Terrifying in prospect of 3v3.
This is problematic. mousesports, the clock is against them.
Double AWP as well.
They've got double AWPs for the retake. Rops is dead. That was their only automatic weapon. Oscar finds one. Time is against them. They haven't got it. They have to jump on that bomb right here, right now. He's on it. He's got the knife out. He's stabbing him in the spine. We're going to overtime. Fnatic, of course it's this one. No time, no hope. Oscar's gonna find one, but we're going to overtime. You called it, Lauren. Fnatic, they're gonna be kicking themselves. If they just did that one round sooner, they could have had this one in the bag. Instead, we see overtime. And we're gonna jump into this one relatively quickly, I'm sure, but my gosh, Lauren. What? I'm not a mousesports player, and I'm sure there's a lot. The thought process there was you don't want to get caught out early. If you're playing a close angle on ramp and you get CZ in the face, suddenly the site is theirs and they've got a number advantage. But they pull so far back that it enables JW and Crims to just charge. They're in Z before
all the way
before
up.
Chris J's left Ivy.
And that's always like the big kind of factor to holding B is like, don't let the T side get that far forward, because then it's so hard to clear those angles. It's so hard to play retake with like good timing.
Spectacular.
OT in the first game. What's happening in the Navi game? Can you just check in real quick?
I will check that one actually. So we have a B stream in case you guys are unfamiliar. There's going to be 2 streams running simultaneously to give you all of the action, and the action continues actually on the B stream.
Potential third map, wasn't there?
We're going to 3. It's Overpass, which was Navi's essential choice. They had a choice between Train and Overpass. They took it there, and so that will be the third map to Cider as... I mean, an incredible first half from Gambit took us to a 16-4 first map in favor of Gambit, but we're back into the action then. Fnatic and mousesports continue. It's map 2, and a huge lead in the first half from Fnatic was nullified. We see overtime, and we see aggressive AWPing from Chris J.
Seemingly almost annoyed at the prospect of OT, taking matters into his own hands. We hadn't seen him aggressive on Ivy before either. He'd been passive, playing the smart angles, catching them if they needed to. This time it feels like there's a little fire underneath them of, all right, this is not how it's meant to be. This was meant to be ours, done and dusted, we go to the third. But that has not been the case. But there was not much success here for Fnatic. Those double AWPs had met them every step of the way, and they still continue to do so. Scream left in a 1v4, and you found very limited success here, and now they somehow need to make it happen, even with full money.
Yeah, this is just going to be pipe dream. Scream just keeping his feet warm for a moment there. Just trying to perhaps get that dream clutch, not to be. Oscar catches him, and that's the double AWPs. I mean, that's 3 for Oscar, 1 for Chris J. The Zoom bangers are banging.
So the classic thing is, how do you get past double AWPs, right? Like, how do you make that happen? Well,
utility if you've got it.
Or rush B.
Or rush B.
I don't see that utility working out. Those like quote unquote slower individual plays have given them nothing on this T side. You look at Fnatic, they've had no big success off the back of small picks here and there. It's always been when they go for the bigger pieces, but maybe attempting it again, maybe feeling that they've worked something out, I don't know. It feels like they're just grinding away at this, and again, the double AWPs will always succeed, it feels.
This is a different mousesports, Lauren, already in the overtime. Chris J went for his first ever aggressive peak on Ivy round 1. Round 2, Oscar is now AWPing close ramp. We haven't seen these postures from mousesports in regulation. They just clearly want to stop Fnatic from having complete and total control. They are always the ones taking the first step, at least in regulation. Now, it's mousesports to bring in the fight to the Swedes and the Belgian. Have to add that one now.
Forgot about that. Yeah, yep, accurate. And Fnatic again down to lesser numbers, looking for the next place to hit, but They have no step. They have no information. They have very limited amounts of anything here. They still have the utility, at least, and they do have the AWP on Draken, so they can open something up later, but it looks like, again, mousesports have a bit of a stranglehold on this. It does feel as though it seems inevitable that third map is going to be coming out to play, which will be Mirage, keep in mind, which would be, that would be lovely between these two.
This setup is what made Fnatic's CT hold so strong. You can see mousesports doing exactly the same thing. Chris J and Snax back to back, holding one another. Of course, AWP used for that long Ivy hold. It's enough, of course, as soon as the smoke arrives, he has to reposition, but that's if the smoke arrives. A flashbang just to waylay them. In fact, 2 flashbangs. They're just trying to slow them down. It's 25 seconds. They're rotting that clock with these $200 grenades. It's certainly a worthwhile investment. Here comes the aforementioned smoke, and no, it's a tag already on to exist. Pressure from Chris J, and it does get rewarded. Now finally Draken to trade, but with 10 seconds left, Snax just has to survive. Hits that crouch key hard and realizes with 5 seconds left, this is another one for mousesports. Planting. Is he going to get away with it?
Scream?
He's getting the digits in. Scream! He's popping heads. The bomb's down. This is just turned in a matter of seconds from what looked like an open and shut case. And now, Oscar looking to save the day. It's Rops to find the last frag. And my goodness, Fnatic, right down to the last second, managed to make that round a potential, but it screams heroics, not rewarded there. 17 to 15 as the CT side hold from mousesports. From regulation into overtime, both looking pretty much seamless.
Yeah, this looks like, again, they have what they need here, and we saw the burst of brilliance. That's Scream making it pretty interesting. That turn, so nice. And to be fair, I didn't see how he died in the end. That line from like E-box to where the bomb was planted wasn't even bad for him. He could have maybe played that. It must have been a quick pickup.
It was Rops, yeah.
It must have been real snappy on that.
Didn't quite see his POV. Still, I'm not going to say double AWP again, but you know it. It's a guarantee here at this point from mousesports. It's rendered them so much success when you've got 2 such proficient AWPers. Chris J, of course, a main AWPer back in the day. Oscar with a whole lot of flair, and especially when he goes for these aggressive picks. Talking of aggression, look at Rops' position. He plays anti-flash and gets shot in the butt. That's going to be an immediate entry from Fnatic. They tried this aggression. It's worked 2 out of 2 times. This here on the 3rd, though, will not be rewarded. A rotation from Sunny. You said he's been so good at this. He arrives at the site exactly when he means to. He's like a wizard. I watched Hobbit on the plane here.
I was about to say. That's a good reference, though. I like that.
Thank you.
I was like, not Harry Potter, no. Yeah, okay. And JW, again, they've been allowed so much room here.
Good smokes, though.
Yeah, we haven't seen much of that. We haven't seen them be able to have that utility. Has he just ninja vanished through the smoke? He's got behind Oscar and Sunny. If he can get to Z or Zed, he's found Oscar. Now they've got, but they don't know Sunny. Sunny is the real nuisance here. Can we just? He's gone down. He's been found by, I think that's Scream. Yeah, Scream quickly took him out of box halls. He could have been the guy to slow it down and still buy time for Chris J and Snax to get over and try and save the day here. But again, this B hit actually might work out. JW holding Snax's position, but it's Chris J walking his way through, trying to keep control of what he has, but this retake seems so far away from coming through, and as Snax is quick, and he is. Time is of the essence, though, Alex.
This is not a bad start for a retake that shouldn't be happening. Draken saves the day for Fnatic. Chris J's only got the AWP, and they're stacked up. This is almost impossible unless they just completely sit next to each other. It's a tag. Draken down to 10 HP. Had that been the frag, we could have seen a whole different reality, but not to be, and it will be a 2-1. Half in favor of mousesports for the overtime.
Why didn't they just go B the whole time, Alex?
Yeah, it seems like they've solved their mystery of how to break through on the T side. It was just the letter B.
Yeah. There's a couple of times I really wish I saw how like Sunny died then, or how Scream got that kill on Sunny.
He was the swing, yeah.
Those box hall plays, if he'd maybe done that, that'd have been so good. Or how Scream died at E-box when that plant came in, because again, that's like one of those where it's like, if he was in the right place, then he could have maybe hindered that. It'd be really interesting. But 16 to 17, and the thing is that the CT side from Fnatic was good. It feels like a lifetime ago now because they just got battered on the T side, but they weren't bad on this at all. They were actually very good. So I mean, this is game back on.
They have had time to think about this though. LMBT's had a whole half to think about what was going wrong on that T side, and well, it seems like it was JW and Scream causing problems because it's happening again. Chris J will get a consolation frag, but Draken's AWP rings true. A nice little boost actually mid-round, a little late. Will definitely give them the element of surprise. Just Sunny and Oscar left, and they are scattered. One towards the Brown Hall's aggression. It's Oscar. I think Sunny's going to be on his way to join him, taking the safe route through spawn. Oscar, he's got so much time. He doesn't need to go pushing through smokes, but the element of surprise is really all he's got. As he does manage to get to the other side of that smoke. Nothing immediately given to him, and Crims Seems very wise to their movements. But perfect timing from Sunny. Catches Crims, and now with the AWP shot ringing out, they're starting to build a little profile. They know where this retake's coming from. The bomb goes down. mousesports, this isn't completely impossible.
No, this is very doable. Oscar's in a decent enough spot to hold it down. If Sunny can stay alive, which he does more than, they're actually pretty deadly here. JW needs to get into this one real fast. They need that quick kill to come back in, and that Scream actually getting down Sunny. And now the Molotov. Is there anything to deal with that? No. So this could be huge here. That Molly could do more than enough.
Great patience from Oscar as well. Note that they are holding it, though. How much health has he got? He's still holding it. He's just... he's missed it. Time's out. Oscar's saved the day with his utility alone. Scream's on it. He's trying to draw out the fire. They haven't got time. And Oscar, patience is a virtue. Fantastic work from him. He could have thrown that immediately. As soon as he sees the 1v2, he waits for the sound. And they twiddled their thumbs just a little too long. mousesports find 18. Oscar gives them a gift. And now mousesports, they just need to unwrap it. One more round to take us to a third map.
I want to see Mirage as well.
Yeah, me too.
I
Sign me up.
actually really like the idea of it, because everyone can play Mirage. Everyone knows almost every smoke unless it's like some very unique piece. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like there's a couple of those signature ones, but
that was a 2v4.
That tilts you off the face of the earth as well.
Yeah,
but I mean,
Fnatic are in trouble.
Here we go. Let's see if they can keep this up, mousesports. Let's see if they can get the close up. Basically, what Fnatic could not do. We saw that Fnatic were leading for such a long time, and it got ripped away from them. And now it is indeed in mousesports' court. Where's the hit? You can see the utility play, the smokes, the flashes. It's so good. It's well constructed, but now they need to make that final punch actually count.
Scream's been so good, but Snacks finds form. And just when it matters, he's already got two, and Rops is going to back it up. This could be mousesports taking us to a third. They were down in the dirt, 14 for so long from Fnatic. And mousesports, they show that they have the mental fortitude required to take us to a third map. Sunny will find nearly the last one just on Crims now. He's mollied off. His teammate's dead, forced to watch. It looks like it's three, and it should just be a nice and simple end, unless Crims has got... well, he has the kit, hasn't got time. And mousesports, they're not fools. They don't have to do anything more than just wait. Two in Pop Dog ready for trades. He's stepping, and he's stepping straight into a third map. It's mousesports. They equalize. Incredible work to be able to bounce back, to be able to find that CT side so consistent. It's Train after all, and it was a story of two very strong CT sides.
It really was, but you could see the depth that mousesports at least had in there in comparison to Fnatic. And I don't think we're too surprised. I think most of us were surprised it went that far, that it went to OT, that it took that long. And well, I am so excited for Mirage, and I can imagine there's so much to be said about Train when the desk will break down, but how's this matchup been for you so far?
I'm loving this. This is great. It's just chaos, it's brutal, it's not pretty, it doesn't have to be. It's a little bit of something rough, and it's great as we kick off New York with a bang of going to 3.
Exactly. Sometimes a bit of rough is all you need, Alex. So we are going to head to a break, and when we're back, we'll be hearing from the desk, and the third map will be looming.